Hello and welcome to my Halloween candy ranking video, which we are doing because it was one of the incentives for the last charity stream where we raised $1,620 for the Boys and Girls Club of America. Very exciting, very cool. And now I have a lot of candy to tell you my opinions on. I'm going to get through this as quickly as I can because I don't know if you know this, there's like a lot of candy. Like there's so much candy. All the other ones were like woefully lacking. There was one that was like the ultimate candy list and it was just fun dip, which I respect but doesn't make for a great video. So uh I'm gonna start right away by just picking out the things that I think are bad and like trying to go from there. Just remove them already. Things that are obvious ones. Obviously, an apple is D tier. I love apples in real life, but if you're giving those out on Halloween, you don't give a shit about kids and you shouldn't interact with them. Okay. Nature Valley Crunch Bar, similar deal. Not a bad snack in general, but don't fucking hand that to me. I don't want that. Hershey's Kisses, what's even the point of that? That's just you forgot what holiday it was. Regular M&Ms I think are D tier. They're going in there. Regular M&Ms are boring and gross and they do melt in your hand. The advertisements are a lie. I've never once known how to eat these things or consume them or whatever you're supposed to do with them, and I'm not going to start now. Rice Krispie treats, just no. Mm-mm. The packaged ones especially bad, but these don't even look like packaged ones. These look like something that someone made. This might be a popcorn ball, actually. Either way, don't give out handmade stuff on Halloween. Peppermints, what are you? My grandma? She would not do that either. Similar deal on the strawberry hard candy. Something I like. I enjoy peppermint. I enjoy one of these strawberry hard candies with the chewy insides that are probably full of poisons. On Halloween, no. Same for this. I can't believe I didn't see this before. All the D tier list should be F tier, frankly, with how bad some of this shit is. Oh, a second apple has hit the power rankings. Ugh. It's got to go next to the first one. I got to keep it organized. Wow, they've really doubled up. This only looks like a lot because they've included the same stuff like 3 or 4 times. Okay, well now we got to just really muscle through this. Okay, fine. You know what? They're going to thwart me as I try to be organized, and I'm not going to let that happen. I'm just going to keep going now through it in order, and no one can stop me. A 100 grand bar, I think, is A tier. I think they're an undeniably good chocolate bar, and I do think that they are very underrated. I love their crispy crunchies, and I love their chewy insides. Airheads, also A tier. I like that you can eat them. You can put them in your mouth and pretend they're your big, long, scary tongue. And I like all their terrible artificial flavors. They taste very good to me. Three Musketeers, I think, is C tier. It's not bad per se. I wouldn't trade it away to someone, but if someone really wanted a Three Musketeers, I'd be confused about that. I'd be like, don't you know there's better candy out there? Hershey's with almonds gets D tier. Hershey's chocolate is just not good quality. None of these are, but you can really tell with a Hershey bar because this, even with the almonds, they're like, look at our great chocolate. And it's like, no, your chocolate tastes like shit. I don't want to eat that. Thank you so much. Almond Joy, I enjoy very much. I consider Almond Joy S tier because I really like coconut. And I recognize that that might be controversial for some people, but I feel like a lot of my S tier candy opinions are going to be controversial for people. So you're just going to have to get used to that. Atomic Fireballs, to me, are B tier. I enjoy a candy that hurts, but I tend to prefer sour over the faux cinnamon. But I don't hate these, and I will pop one in my mouth and feel that sweet, sweet burn. Baby Ruth, don't like it. Don't want it. It's going in the D tier. I'm sorry. It's too nut forward for me. Big chewy nerds are obviously S tier. Like, no one gives those out because they're just too clutch. Like, they're so good. These are black licorice Twizzlers from what I can tell, but I'm just going to treat them like Twizzlers in general because nobody gives out black licorice Twizzlers on Halloween. That's crazy. Regular Twizzlers, I think, are B tier. They're pretty good. They're not red vines, but they're pretty good. Blow Pops are A tier. I think that they're good, but not as good as Tootsie Roll Pops. You know what I mean? Like, if there's an element to your candy that you can't like swallow, that's what I can't really get behind. And it's just not good quality gum. Speaking of which, don't give out gum on Halloween. Dots are my favorite candy of all time. This is why I'm saying people are going to be like, what is this ranking? I love dots. I'm sorry. They're great. I think they're really, really good candy. I like the firmness of their chew. I don't know how else to say it. Butterfingers are A tier. They're fucking delicious, but they make a huge mess. Candy corn, C tier. It's not as good as some people say. It's certainly not as bad as some people say. These weird random caramels, D tier. Don't want it. Don't need it. I have less sad ways of ripping out my teeth. I only get this last set. I'm an adult. I have to really think about things like this. A Hershey's cookies and cream bar is different from a Hershey's bar because it is white chocolate as opposed to milk chocolate. And also because it tastes pretty fucking good. So it's going A tier for me. I love a Hershey's cookie and cream bar. Flips milk chocolate. A tasty snack, but it's going in D tier because I don't think it's appropriate for Halloween. A crunch bar is all right, but I'm giving it a C for crunch because I'd rather it be Bunch of Crunch, which even though that starts with a B, I would put in S tier because it is my favorite movie theater candy. Recognize that that's not a Halloween situation, but Halloweens and movie theaters really do sort of overlap. Milk Duds, they get an A. Again, I might rip my teeth out eating them, and I do only have this one remaining set. However, they do taste very good. Dum Dums are A tier. I think any lollipop is going to be S or A tier, but with Dum Dums, it really depends on the flavor. So because of that lack of consistency, it has to be A as opposed to S. I just enjoy a lollipop. Welch's Fruit Snacks, one of my favorite fruit snacks. Doesn't belong on Halloween. Don't give that shit out on Halloween. The Tootsie Fruit Chews are much better than they should be, but some of the flavors are disappointing. Like you get it and you really want it to be the vanilla flavor and it's the lime flavor again. So because like of the difference between the good and the bad flavors, it's got to be B tier for me, but that vanilla one really does hit. Fun Dip is just a fun treat and an activity. So, and it's delicious and you can eat the stick. There should be more foods where you can eat the utensil when you're done with it. Gobstopper, C tier, great way to break your teeth, but kind of like sickeningly sweet, like it's too much. Good and Plenty's. I might lose some people here, but I do enjoy black licorice. I would put Good and Plenty's, frankly, for S tier for me. I love black licorice. I'm sorry, this is gonna be the most unhinged power ranking for candy. I don't know what to tell you. I like what I like. A Krusty Krab gummy hamburger thing. I never got one of these when I was a kid because by the time SpongeBob came out, I was kind of like at the end of my being able to trick or treat days. They always looked cool, and I've had gummy hamburgers before. I think they're more fun than they are tasty, but they are fun. And I think if someone's giving these out, they do kind of understand child mentality, because it's really not about taste; it's about the amount of fun you can have with it. So I'm putting that in B tier. I respect you if you're giving them out because you get what the kids like and you're not keeping candy around that you can eat later, you know? You're like, I don't know any adult that's going to chow down on a million of those. I maybe would. Never mind. I take it back. Trolley Sour Bright Gummy Crawlers, S tier sour candy. So good. And like fucking name brand sour candy. Like get out of here with your fancy self. Spoil these kids rotten. Speaking of which, Haribo Gold Bears are S tier. The thing is, they're fine when you just get them. Pop those babies in the fridge. Oh my God, they'll sing. So good. Heath Bar. I enjoy toffee, but it being the entire bar is like a bit much. I will say I think it's a solid B tier though. Like it's certainly not bad. Hershey's. If I thought Hershey's with almonds was D tier, then certainly regular Hershey's is D tier. Hot tamales to me are S tier. The thing that separates them and for me from the Atomic Fireball and makes them better and more enjoyable and S tier for sure is that gummy quality. That cinnamon flavor is so good when it's gummy like that. Oh, I love it. Jelly Bellies. Yeah, give me some name brand jelly beans. S tier. Granted, there are some icky flavors, but more flavors are good to great than are icky, so it goes S tier for me. Jolly Ranchers, what are you even doing? D tier. Junior Mints. Junior Mints are one of those ones where it's A tier normal, but S tier because you can freeze them and then really just elevate your game. Kit Kats are fine. Nothing to write home about, but certainly not bad. I'll eat a Kit Kat. I like a Kit Kat. I'll eat a Kit Kat any day. I think this is supposed to be like a beef stick. I can't tell. It might not be. It might just be weirdly cut off. I'm going to assume this is a beef stick, and I'm going to put it in the don't give kids this shit on Halloween list. Laffy Taffy, but specifically the purple one. Um, I'm gonna go C tier for that because if it were other flavors, we would talk more about it. But it's specifically the purple one, and that's not my favorite flavor. Lemon heads, I greatly enjoy. I enjoy a sour candy of any texture. Lifesavers gummies are also very, very good. You can wear them like rings on your fingers, which kids love, but they also taste good and they're a delightful gummy quality. So that's S tier, obviously, because it's an activity and a fun treat. Mentos, the fresh maker. I enjoy Mentos very much, but I don't really think you should be giving them out on Halloween, but they are much closer to candy than some of these other motherfuckers are. So I'm going to say they're A tier because I do really just enjoy them. Mike and Ike's S tier. Same reason I like hot tamales. It's the same kind of candy. It's that like thin shell, that gummy inside. You love it. It's just such good quality. We've already done Milk Duds. Milky Way, I think, is on the same level as Heath bars and Kit Kats, like, and a step above Three Musketeers because it is the Three Musketeers but with caramel, and that makes it a candy bar as opposed to just some like leftovers they had in the factory that they cut into logs. M&Ms with peanuts, I think, are B tier. Regular M&Ms are very boring, but once you throw a peanut in there, then we got a snack, you know? Mounds bars, I think, are A tier. They are not as good as the Almond Joy because they do not have an almond on them, but they are very good because they are coconut covered in chocolate, which I enjoy. Mr. Goodbar, ew. D. Don't give me that shit. Necco wafers. These are objectively bad, but I do like to crunch on them, so they get a C for crunch. Regular Nerds, same deal. Objectively bad, but I like to crunch on them. Once you get Nerds gummy, then it's like we're in business. But regular Nerds, it's such concentrated sugar and it's so much that I can't do it. But I do like to crunch. Now and Laters, I enjoy quite a bit. It does depend on the flavor, but I'm going to put those in A, I think, as far as like chewy, square-shaped candies go. These are superior to Starburst. Payday. Ew, keep that shit away from me. I don't like peanut candy. I love a peanut M&M, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not across the board for me. I'm not a consistent person. But if it is a chocolate bar and the main thing about it is it's peanuts in it, I don't want that. That is gross to me. I also do not want a Pixie Stick. I think Pixie Sticks are also D tier. Pixie Sticks are cheap fucking bullshit, and you give them to kids whose parents you hate because you want the kids to just put sugar directly into their brain. And I don't need to do that because I'm an adult. I have other ways to put sugar directly into my brain. Thank you so much. Regular pretzels, I enjoy. Don't give them to kids on Halloween. That's D tier. Come on, get it together. We've been over this. Reese's Pieces and Reese's Cups right next to each other. Oh, wait, does that say Reese's Snack? Oh, no, Snack Size. I was worried it said Snack Mix, and I was afraid I was going to have to, like, figure that out. Reese's Pieces are S tier. Reese's Cups are A tier. I said what I said. That little layer of candy crunch really elevates it, but I love a Reese's. I'll never say no to a Reese's. As much as I dislike peanuts in chocolate bars, I love a peanut butter. I just do. I'm sorry. Ring Pops are you know what? Actually, no. Yeah, they're S tier. I was going to say they take too long to eat, but whatever. I've got all the time in the world. I'm a child. Rolos are pretty good, kind of old fashioned, but I won't say no to them. I honestly think they're A tier. I think they have that same Milk Duds quality where they're just like pretty good. Runts are a similar thing to Pixie Sticks with slightly more effort. So I'm going to put them in C tier. I just think candy where it's just like firm sugar that's been molded into a shape is not really one I can get behind. Like, if you're going to mold something into a shape, make it be gummy. Speaking of which, Swedish Fish. S tier. Hold on. I'm temporarily putting it in B tier so I can lift it all the way to S tier. There's a lot of candy. This is one of my favorite candies. It's just really fucking good. There's no way around it. It's just a really good candy. I can't even see what that is. I don't know what that is, and I can't see it. I'm not gonna do it. Sixlets, are bad. No, don't give those to kids. No one knows what they are, and no one likes them. Skittles are B tier. They're fine. They're better than plain M&Ms. The Skittles in the UK, where the purple ones are blackcurrant instead of the ones in the US where they're grape, those ones are A tier, but I'm in the US, so these are B tier. Smarties are bad. It's that same like just firm sugar in a shape kind of deal. I can't do it. Snickers is my similar thing. I just really don't like peanuts, like whole peanuts and chocolate. I'm sorry. The Snickers are D tier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Spree is basically a step above Smarties. They're just barely chewier, but they still have that sort of like aftertaste of like, oh, that was just so much sugar right in my mouth. Starbursts are pretty good. I think Starbursts get a B, but they're not as good as Now and Laters. Sour Patch Kids obviously are S tier. They're just one of the best candies out there. There's no notes on Sour Patch Kids. Perfect Sour Patch Kids. Sugar Daddies and Sugar Babies feel like weird pervert candies. Don't give those to people. Plain Tootsie Rolls. I like them. Don't give them to people on Halloween. You know what kids are after, and it's not that. Teddy Grahams, same deal. Saltwater Taffy, what are we doing? Sweet Tarts, Oh, regular Twizzlers. Okay, well, I'm gonna put them up with the black licorice Twizzlers. I've already said my piece about Twizzlers. Werther's Originals are U90. Whoppers are very good. I think Whoppers are A tier. I think there aren't a lot of candies that are like Whoppers that are on the market, and they're fun to eat and they're tasty, and I enjoy them very much. Tootsie Pops to me are S tier. I think they're like one of the better lollipops you can get, and I think they're very underrated because they don't have as fun of like wrappers as some of the other lollipops do. But that just makes them all the better because people don't know what they have when they have a Tootsie Roll Pop. The raspberry flavor is where it is at. Extreme Sour Warheads. I've said this story before, but one time I ate so many Warheads that I got a chemical burn on my tongue and I couldn't eat solid food for like a week. I love Warheads and I don't hold a grudge against them for that. They're S tier. Twix. Twix, pretty good. I think Twix belongs a step above Milky Way's Heaths, etc. I think it belongs on the Butterfinger tier, that A tier. Do not give kids pretzels. Do not give kids pretzels. Enough with the Hershey's. There's so many candies we've already done. A York peppermint patty is good, but a little too unwieldy. Like Junior Mints, if you want to give out a chocolate mint candy, Junior Mints is where it's at. York peppermint patty, I think, is kind of bold if you're giving it to someone. So I'm going to say it's an A because it's just a big fucking hockey disc of mint. But it's a lot, you know? Like Junior Mints, you can just have a little bit of a time and be like, mint, and then put it back. York peppermint patty, once you've opened that thing, you have committed to that. Okay, it seems like there's a lot, but it's a lot of the ones that I've already done. So I want to make sure that I don't miss any because they really enthusiastically put everything they love in here many times over. I really do feel like I think I got everything. But if you're seeing one that I missed, do please let me know. And if you're angry at my logic, feel free to leave a comment about it. But just know that you're wrong and I'm right because it's my video and these are the best candies. And anyone who wants to win my heart knows how to do it now because it's just don't give kids any of this shit on Halloween. You all know better than that. Okay, thank you everyone again for helping me raise so much money for the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. It's a great cause, and I'm really glad we all came together to put money to a good thing. And congratulations to the person who won the Nintendo Switch Lite, because we do fun giveaways. That was Frank Scenario who won that. You get to be in the video now too. Big shout out to you, Frank Scenario, for winning that prize. And I'll be back. I'll see you next stream. I hope you all have a wonderful time. I hope you enjoyed this video. And always remember, according to Frog Detective, crime isn't real and books are full of lies. Okay, bye everybody.